Okay, so how you can use what's created for freshman seminar already is go to your resources, and yours would probably be maybe at the bottom, shared by others, but it's called the GHS Freshman 22-23. If you taught freshman seminar before, just don't use the old one, try to use the updated one. Within that, each class has its own folder. So we are here, U-Science, starting class 7. You want to click it because inside are teacher instructions that you can use if you'd like to kind of guide your grading, and PowerPoints you can use. And then this folder can be copied directly into your Schoology courses by using this gear. All right, one thing to just look out for is that you don't copy this folder in, because that also includes the teacher instruction. So go into it and then copy the student one in. In the teacher instructions, you'll see a link to the PowerPoint for that lesson. So just beforehand, just review it, watch any of the videos that are inside of it, copy it into your Schoology course. So let's do that right now, how you do that. So the student one, I want to copy into my course by gear, add to course. If you have multiple courses, you can click multiple at a time. For now, I'm just going to do Mr. Belding's A1 class. So you can put it in there. I got to set up his folders, but if you have your folders set up, you can put it in under this week and add. Now, you can set these up first, but you don't want students to access it before it's time to access it. So go to that course that you just copied it into, and we're just going to unpublish that folder. So now you can still work on it and you see it, but students won't see it. And then when it's time to start that class, like even like 5-10 minutes before, just click on it and hit publish, and the students can access it. If, say, they were on Schoology and then you published it and they say they can't see it, just have them refresh the page and then it'll pop up. So let's go back a little bit. So back to resources, 22-23, class 7. So that's in the teacher instruction. So we just copied that and made sure we didn't publish it. Then you can set up the grades for this class. So we're going to have a bell ringer that's already in that student Schoology folder. It'll be 5 points. And I always put the bell ringers as a homework grade, just so you have a good mixture of the two. And then class 7 U-Science sign-in, so the sign-up part. And that'll just be 5 points for a summative grade. So how to do that, we already copied the folder into that course. So when you copy folders in or assignments in, like this discussion board, it's there and the questions are there, and please feel free to edit it however you'd like to change that question, if you'd like to translate it, whatever your class needs. But either way, you need to enable the grading. So you do go to the edits page, enable grading. We're going to do this as a 5-point in the quarter. All your assignments should be in the quarter. Homework grade. And now I really suggest clicking this guy. Basically, that means that students have to respond before seeing their classmates' answers. That would ensure they're just not copying other people's. And save changes. So now in the grade book, I should see a class 7 bell ringer. Class 7 bell ringer. Obviously, after class like 4 or 5, I think it was, yeah, after class 4, I realized that if we label all your things class 6, whatever, it keeps them kind of in order in your gradebook, makes your life a little easier. But you can see that class 7 bell ringer is right there. Now, the other one it said to do was a class 7 U-Science exercises 1 through, or I'm sorry, class 7 U-Science sign-in. Like, we're going to give them a grade just for completing the sign-in process. So it's not a Schoology assignment, so I have to make my own grading column. So I go here to this plus, add grading column. Don't add assignment, because that's going to actually create an assignment that the kids will see. You don't want that. You just want to add the spot in the grade book. So add grade column. I'm going to call this, again, if you throw the class whatever at the beginning, it keeps your grade book real nice and even. We'll call it UScience Sign Up, or you can call it like UScience Bio Complete, because that's what it says in the Schoology one. And we're going to just give it a 5-point, but this time a summative grade, also in the quarter. But this time summative. And that's it. Keep everything the same. Create. Okay, and now you can see your grade book's ready for this class. With the bell ringer is there, ready to be graded. And you can see once kids do submit, this icon comes up, and you can click right on it, and it'll go to their response. And you can enter their grades as needed here. And then when we get to this part about where to find their UScience, you can enter those in manually as well. You can delete anything you need to. Okay, and so let's go back to class 7, so resources. Class 7, teacher instructions. So we've done all this. I've got my PowerPoint for class 7 right here. I'm going to look through that. I've copied the student folder in, but I unpublished it, and then I set up my grade class. So that class, my work before that class is done. In terms of posting standards and objectives, as we need to do for all our classes, there's no standards for freshman seminar per se, but we do have these objectives, so you can copy these I can statements right on your board. Then during class, before you're set up, make sure the bell ringer slide is up there, so as students come in, they see this slide will tell them as they're coming in, they need to go to this week's folder, open up class 7, open up the bell ringer, and do that right now. And then when you're ready to start the class, okay, put your stuff away, let's go. Whatever works for you. These are just some suggested expectation stuff. Okay. You're going to present that PowerPoint to them. And, you can change it again if you want. There are videos inside of it that you can play to explain what it is. Step-by-step instructions about that sign-in stuff, how to work their way through that. And so now you're going to help them get through that. It's going to be a little tedious, but it's necessary to get through. So students in that first one try to, just get to that point of the sign-in process and no further. Try to do it in chunks and encourage them not to go on. After class, you got to put those grades in. So the bell ringer is right in Schoology, so that's easy to grade. To grade the UScience, you need to now go look and see if we can see Bio Complete in that UScience report. So just as the other video I showed has you logging into UScience, you're in your dashboard, your admin dashboard, you're going to manage groups. Class of 26, view group. But ours aren't there yet, so I'll show you what it would look like once you are ready, or the students are there. You're going to be looking for their names. You can sort. I think you can search student names as well. So I'm looking for it to say this. Bio completed. If it says in progress, it means they actually went forward, and they could have just clicked the first one and exit out. But if they're in progress, make sure you check on them and that they didn't go any further. We just want bio complete so we can do this a step at a time with the explanations. If you want to find someone and see where they are, so you can search their name like this. You can see the name itself and then bio completed. So that way you can find your class within the whole school or the whole grade. So I would make sure if I have that, I'm back in Schoology in that course. I'm in my grade book and I manually put in, yes, I see that their bio is complete. And I put those 5 points in there. Okay. So you would do the same process then for class 8. Back to resources, freshman. Now we're in class 8. Make sure you enter inside. View your teacher instructions, same idea. Use this PowerPoint, copy that student folder in, but unpublish it. enable the grading on that bell ringer once you've copied it in, and then manually enter Class 8 U Science exercises 1 through 3. This will now be a 10-point summative. You can use your objectives, show that bell ringer slide before students come in. That way you've published that folder. They can work on it as they come in. Use that PowerPoint. There's a video within that PowerPoint that explains how to do the exercises. And then make sure students are doing the first 3 exercises. Some students will go slowly, and that's fine. If they're not 100% on pace, it's totally fine. We're just going to try to guide them a little bit. But try make sure they don't go further than that. After that class, you can go through and put that bell ringer grade in and manually enter that U Science grade. Again, to see where they are in the exercises on U Science, you'll see them as in progress. You can either search there, or you can search their name and click on it. Either way, these are the 11 exercises. So you can see this student is currently done with the first 4. So if they see these first 3, they should get that 10 points grade right here for this Class 8. That's how you basically would do that. And you would continue the same thing for Class 9 and 10, just moving through the exercises. Each of those kind of chunks 10 points apiece. Student pacing is your call in terms of when things officially become late. It does take our students a good amount of time to get through them. We understand the language barrier is an issue, and some of these tests are quizzing them on vocabulary, which is kind of impossible for our students, but we just got to get through it. So even if once they get frustrated or they've tried, just help them through it the best you can. We just need everybody to get through. So that gets you from 7 to 10. And I hope that this video helps.